On to the next topic, old man. It's allegedly been said. It's allegedly been said, man. Allegedly. All right. This is just two things allegedly here I put up here for you.
Okay.
All right. WrestleMania. This is now we're going to WWE over here, right? These are allegedly been said matchups that are supposedly being eyed and planned for next year. Not this year's, next year's in Saudi Arabia, everybody, which is crazy because now all of a sudden we're hearing out what's going on next year. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. It tells me that these guys are ready to just drop this WrestleMania now because they know it's going to fail. And they're looking forward to next year's WrestleMania, and they're going to drop buku money on that one because of who they got in their backing, and that's what their focus is on now. We would have never heard. Oh man, excuse me if I'm wrong on this, but my opinion here, right now, before this WrestleMania, before this upcoming WrestleMania is happening, we would have never hear about another year's WrestleMania, would we?
Yeah, we did. But not before WrestleMania. The day afterwards.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. If news
yeah.
wise, did we ever get any type of news that is going to be happening on a following year's WrestleMania compared to it following for this upcoming WrestleManias?
No, normally the only time I ever had that was just a night after. So
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 27, Cena and The Rock called each other out to Mania 28, and the build-up was good. I think they could have done a lot better with the build-up, but it was a pretty good build-up. Now imagine one thing though, that was, and I'll put it this way, that was the biggest risk he could ever do for a WrestleMania pay-per-view because you're already booking your main event for the next year. You're already putting it out there. You know, Cena and Rock, they're gonna meet each other,
Mm-hmm.
and they did. You know, lucky us, they both stayed healthy. But if any of those two guys got hurt, that would have been it jeopardized. That would have jeopardized the whole main event, the whole build
Right.
up for a whole year that you have. So now for them to
Exactly.
do this, and remember, Rock and Austin, they're not young no more. They're not in their 20s and 30s. So you're risking the high end match if you're gonna build this like call this match out soon.
Right. Well, since old man kind of dropped their names there, everybody, I was just
Oh,
about
sorry.
to share the slideshow there, old man. But that's fine. It's cool. I understand that. But yeah, the two biggest names of all, of course, it's not just The Rock. First thing is first is The Rock because we've been dealing with his storyline with the freaking, bloodline for a while now. We're pissed off of what occurred this past year of him. The fact that he just dropped off the face of the earth after his appearance with John Cena and never decided to come back ever again after that. So, what do we want? I guess according to WrestleMania or WWE at WrestleMania, they want to give us The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's their ideal. That's allegedly. They're planning. Supposedly, they're planning to go to The Rock and say, listen, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars, exceeding any other cost that you ever received before, for you to wrestle here in Saudi Arabia. Will he take it? Will he not take it? That is the question, really, to be honest. I think Roman in his mind is like, I don't care, whatever, make it money too. I'll wrestle. The Rock, on the other hand, hey man, you got a lot of responsibilities. I looked at his plate of movies, and currently he would be available for next year if he doesn't take on another project. Oh man, right now his biggest projects is Fast X, which again, if I'm not mistaken, Fast X does not happen. I mean, I want to Google this now. Dang old nabbit. Let me Google this bad boy real quick. Fast
Mm-hmm.
X, I think, doesn't air until part 2, 2028. So when is WrestleMania? In 2027, right?
7, yeah.
So yeah, so he will be wrestling beginning of the year. They more than likely will be filming a little bit right afterwards. The other movie is the mobster type of movie that he'll be doing with Martin Scorsese, as well as Leonardo DiCaprio and Emily Blunt again. And that film is actually right now currently in production. So they haven't started filming that one just yet, but it's in production. So they'll be filming that movie this year. So next year, he'll just be doing media tours, if anything, to be honest. He might be available, man. He might be available. If they play out right, those are the big two major projects. He has another one, but that's already in production. So at this point, there's a big possibility that The Rock could be appearing at WrestleMania 43 against Roman Reigns. There is a big possibility he may say yes to this big paycheck here just because of what's been going on at UFL. He needs some help. He needs some endorsements here, right? I think he'll take it.
I agree. I think he should. One. Two, if I was him, I would negotiate to let him actually walk out with a championship once at WrestleMania. You know he's never walked out with it, right?
Correct. Even with the rest, like even with Stone Cold, first two he lost them. The third one was just a plain matchup.
Yeah, and second one, you know, he was bound to walk out with it, but Vince McMahon showed up and did with the McMahon team.
Right.
And then of course he put Cena over in the last one. So, and don't forget he put Triple H over in the other one. So
correct.
He's never walked out. He's main event wise, he's only won one. Two main events, I'm sorry. He's only walked out winning two of them and no title on the line.
Right. So no bigger the better. Now, that is a matchup. That is a possible planned matchup. All right. The other possible planned matchup is, if I'm not mistaken, old man, wasn't this a dream match? You remember when WWE was making those dream matchups and stuff like that? And we got this Stone Cold dream matchup versus CM Punk. But now all of a sudden, Saudi's like, hey, guys, Stone Cold, we saw you attempt to do it a couple years ago. You look good. You wrestled against Kevin Owens. You look pretty good. Not bad. How about we get that same little thing you got going on there, and let's redo that with CM Punk. Let him take a lot of those bumps right now currently. Let this matchup be something here going on. Now, Stone Cold. Oh, man. Stone Cold is, if anybody is one of those gritty kind of guys and has to sit there and say, if the money is right and if I feel good, never say never, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a money right, feel good situation. He's going to be like, I'll go there.